And starting on the outer from Ontario, please welcome Nelson+Weidemann.
Go to the start.
Ashley Nelson from Nelson, BC. She's a member of the Oval program here in Calgary. Nelson+Weidemann from Ottawa. She's a member of the Gloucester Concords. And she's a Canadian junior long track champion. Nelson and Weidemann underway. Nelson on the inner, Weidemann on the outer. Weidemann opens first in 21.84, Nelson 22.86. Ashley Nelson's season's best is a 7:45. Her personal best is a 7:24. Weidemann's personal best and season's best is a 7:37. And lap times, 34.77 for Weidemann, 34.87 for Nelson. So they're a little bit off the pace of Spence at this point, but very early in a long race, so it doesn't mean much yet. Ashley Nelson from Nelson, BC. She's a member of the Oval program here in Calgary. Nelson+Weidemann from the Gloucester Concords in Ottawa, and a Canadian junior long track champion. 35.09 for Weidemann, 34.96 for Nelson. So for example, Weidemann is now just a tiny bit ahead of Spence's pace. And just so everybody is aware, when you go into the backstretch there, if you're coming from the outer lane, you have the right of way. You cannot be impeded or the other skater can be disqualified. And that did happen in one case earlier today in the 3000s, for example.
Stay with the 34s. That's it, Isabel.
And lap time, 34.86 for Weidemann and 35.41 for Nelson. This is our second of 4 pairs in the women's 5,000 meters. One position up for grabs for Canadian women in Sochi. 34.86 for Weidemann, 35.87 for Nelson. So Weidemann maintaining a nice steady pace here, settling into the high 34s. Nelson, the high 35s. Nelson on a pace very similar to Tori Spence. Seven laps to go. Weidemann, 34.50. A negative split for her, 35.97 for Nelson. Weidemann has had a great week so far in some of the other single distance competition races. And we're over halfway through now. 6 laps to go.
Come on, Izzy.
35.04 for Weidemann. And for Nelson, 36.37. Coming up next in pair number 3, we will have Yvonne Blondin and Josie Spence, followed by Nicole Garrido and Lauren McGuire in pair 4. Looking very relaxed. Weidemann with a 35.43. And Nelson also looking relaxed, 36.80. Key in this this race again hit that pace. Now you just saw Weidemann throw down her glasses. Would have been interfering with her and distracting her. A little higher body than in the sprints for a more relaxed leg recovery. And a 35.93 for Weidemann. Here comes Ashley Nelson. Lap time 37.16. So Weidemann looking at something in the low 720s right now, which would be fantastic actually. That'd be a huge personal best. 3 laps to go now, and a 36.17 for Isabel Weidemann. And Ashley Nelson, lap time for her 37.82. If you haven't done a lot of long distance races on a given rink, like the Calgary Oval, it can be a little tricky to figure out what pace to go out on, so it's always a bit of a learning experience, and these are 2 young skaters. 2 laps to go now, and a lap time of 36.62. Weidemann on track for a big personal best here. Ashley Nelson, 37.83, holding on to those high 37s. And Ashley Nelson may be looking at a solid season's best here as well. 1 lap to go now with the bell.
All the way. Come on, Isabel.
Weidemann's lap time, 36.77. She is a couple of seconds ahead of the pace of Tori Spence at this moment. Ashley Nelson, 37.41, a negative split for her. And here comes Isabel Weidemann down the stretch to the finish. Her personal best, a 7:37, and she crushes it with a 7:28.93, and that puts her into first spot on the leaderboard, about a second ahead of Spence. And here comes Ashley Nelson, 7:39.85, and that is a season's best for her, and she moves into third spot on the leaderboard.